With the correct incentivization and management, the NBA midseason tournament could be an unexpected hit amongst fans, players, and owners. The current incentivization of $1 million to every member of the team is shit, plain and simple. The play-in tournament was a big hit because every player had something to play for, a spot in the playoffs. With $1 million as the prize for the midseason tournament, do you think the top players in the league who make way more than that will even care? I mean, max players are making $500,000 per regular season game, so this tournament is irrelevant for them. Let's be honest, the majority of the NBA fans watch the game to see the superstars play. If the tournament doesn't have any superstars, it's gonna flop. Yes, the incentivization is shit, but the idea is not totally bad. Now before you click off, hear me out. The flair of the regular season has worn off in recent years. The first cause of this is stars just resting. Like I said before, the reason most fans watch games are for the stars of the league. However, when they rest, the allure is diminished. Simply put, there's no reason for stars to play every single regular season game when the playoffs hold much higher importance. The second cause of this is tanking. Over the years, we have seen multiple teams build via the draft while tanking to increase the chances of snagging a higher pick. I believe the tanking process has yet to justify the sacrifice it takes, but teams still tank because it seems logical. Tanking has caused non-playoff teams to just not care, which results in them resting their stars late in the season or trading away key role players. Overall, these two components hurt the value and allure of the regular season. But if the tournament is managed and incentivized correctly, they can help alleviate this boredom of the regular season. My idea is just that. It is not perfect, but it sure as hell better than this $1 million bullshit that the NBA has proposed so far. Now bear with me. The first part is to have the tournament be a one-game elimination. The most captivating basketball tournament is not the NBA playoffs, but March Madness, where 64 teams duke it out in a series of one-game elimination battles to see who is the best. The reason March Madness stands above the NBA playoffs is due to the lack of predictability. When everything rests on one game instead of 7, the chances of an upset occurring is higher. Therefore, the intensity of these games are completely unmatched. The pressure and intensity of these games are comparable to those of a Game 7 in the NBA. Unlike a Game 7 which happens here and there, this happens every game of every March Madness tournament of every season. Having the one-game elimination format in the NBA would up the intensity and draw in more viewership. This would be a complete win for the NBA because they would get what they got from the play-in tournament, which was more viewership, which in turn leads to more money. Every team in the NBA would be a part of this tournament. Let's assume this tournament happens before the All-Star break, and the team with the best record would play the team with the worst record, and so on and so forth. Thus, the games before the midseason tournament matter to get favorable matchups. Since there are fewer games before this tournament, those games would have more value than they would in the current regular season. But what about the superstars and the rest of the NBA? Why would they care about this tournament? That is where the incentivization needs to change. First, the $1 million is neat, but it's not nearly enough. In addition to that, I believe the winner of each game in this tournament should earn 3 points in the win column. For example, say the Nets, who have a 30-10 record, played the Magic, who have a 10-30 record in the first round. If the Nets win that one-game elimination, which they should, they would simply gain 3 points in the win column for playing one game. So their new record after this game would be 33-10. The Magic, on the other hand, would gain 3 points in the loss column, so their new record after this game would be 10-33. The winner moves on in the winner's bracket to play the winner of a different match, and the loser moves on to the loser bracket to play the loser of a different match. Overall, every team would play 5 games, no matter what, win or lose. The tournament winner would have a tournament record of 5-0, and therefore would earn a total of 15 games to their win column by only playing 5 games. On a surface level, this would highly incentivize superstars to play and play hard because it would have a transformative impact on the playoff standings. The last incentivization is for tanking. Similar to popular demand, the winner of this tournament would also get a lottery pick in the upcoming draft. Now this is where it gets a little complicated, but like I said, bear with me, it's good. Since every team plays 5 games, the tournament itself would have its own standing, and tiebreakers between teams who have similar records will be broken by either head-to-head matchups or point differential. Now in my opinion, I do not think that a contender should have a lottery pick. You do not have to agree with me, but to further explain, if the winner of the midseason tournament, who is number 1 in the tournament standings, makes the playoff, then they are disqualified from the pick. Then the lottery pick goes to the number 2 on the tournament standings. If they make the playoffs, then they are disqualified from the pick. And then the lottery pick goes to the number 3 on the tournament standings, and so on and so forth. But why do this at all? Well, it means that there's no incentive to tanking in this tournament. Teams like the Pistons, Rockets, Cavaliers, and Magic would play their hardest to win their way up the rankings and standings to give them the best chance of winning that extra lottery pick. Essentially, the lottery pick goes to the best team of the tournament who did not make the playoffs. Additionally, these tanking teams can immediately put their rising stars in playoff level games and allow them to develop through that experience. How great would it be for some of these franchises who have gone through a playoff drought to see some of their young stars in playoff type games? Look, I'm not stupid. I know my idea has a lot of flaws and issues, and I'm sure you will point them out in the comments below. And please point them out because this is a great and fun discussion to have. But on the off chance you like this idea, please share it so it can get some exposure. Either way, this topic is super open-ended. Let me know how this mid-season tournament would affect how you view and watch the NBA.